You feel a little bit better about where you guys are at offensively after that first game of the season?
Right, yeah. I think, you never know truly what to expect until you play that first game of the season. You can go all day playing against scouts, playing against our guys, just scrimmaging, but you never really get that true feeling of a live game until week one. And that's the best teams where they get better, and is where they get better is week 1 to week 2. So this is a big week for us. We're preparing hard. We have great intensity, great enthusiasm just to learn from week 1 and bring that momentum into week 2 against SMU.
What did y'all learn from week 1, the Abilene Christian game?
Right. So, we have a new offensive coordinator, a lot of new faces around, just getting that nice blend mixture, what to expect on game day. I never went into a game with Coach Reeder. So week 1 was my first time going into a game with Coach Reeder just to get a feel on how he actually is during a game and get the vibe of all the other new guys. That's really what we learned is, how other people react to certain situations, but also just knocking off the rust. And, finally I got to go live in, it's been 8 months since I got hit. So I enjoyed getting hit, getting a little, being live out there for me personally to just have fun and play the game of football instead of, being in a red jersey, not being touched. But a few things we got to work on, just execution and be a little bit more disciplined. But other than that, liked where our effort and enthusiasm was on week 1. Obviously, there's a lot of things we can clean up on as strategic game planning, stuff like that.
What does the year 1933 mean to you?
Well, Coach Trell talked to us this morning about, that's the last time we won at SMU down in their place. But, when it comes to those games, none of those games in the past mattered. Past don't matter. Last year, when we played SMU and fortunate to get a win against them, last year, this is a whole new season. None of that stuff means anything. It's a brand new season for UNT, and SMU is a brand new team. So you got to go into each season brand new with something to prove. It's 0-0 going down there. And, yes, SMU is a great opponent, and they have a lot of great players on both sides of the ball, and it's going to be it's going to be a fight.
Does it seem that couldn't have been that long, that there would have been a win somewhere in the last 80-some years?
Right. It's just, sometimes that's how a game of football goes. Like I said, it's a new year. 1933 is a long time ago. I wasn't around back then. So, but like I said, brand new season for UNT, brand new season for SMU. Great rivalry. It's going to be on Saturday. 2 great teams going at each other.
When you go out on the field on a Saturday, what kind of juice does it add to a matchup when it's 2 schools that are in close proximity to each other?
Yes, it's we don't want to put extra pressure on ourselves. We're going to prepare the same way we've been, but at the end of the day, we do know it's a rivalry. We do know it's in the Metroplex. Great tradition. It's going to be tons of energy on both sides of the ball for both teams. Both teams knows what's at stake. Both teams know each team's are physical, are very explosive on both sides of the ball. So I think we're going to go in there, respect our opponent, and play our tails off.
What are you seeing from SMU's defense, and just what are you expecting from them, and what's different from last year?
They got, like I said, they got physical, great ball players on that side of the ball. They're going to run a little bit of everything on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to be in 3 down front. They're going to be in 4 down front. They're going to go 2 high, 1 high. They're going to make it tough on me. They're going to change it up, make sure I'm not comfortable, bring a couple of blitzes, pressure me to hit my hot routes, or also, they'll drop back, drop 8. So they're going to keep me working, and I'm just going to get in the film room and prepare, put in the hours to make sure I'm the most, I give myself an opportunity to be successful. But SMU has a great coaches, great players, and they're going to make it tough on me. They're going to bring a lot of different stuff.
You guys won the game so decisively last year. What did you get? What kind of reaction did you get around campus just after that game?
Yeah, great win. I think like I said, it's a rivalry, not just for football teams, but as schools and as students. So obviously, I had a couple of students come up to me and say, good job last year. But SMU's a new football team with another year with Coach Dykes, and they're going to be very well coached and very well disciplined with their eyes and coverage and technique. So looking forward to it. Should be a good game.
Very well coached and very well motivated. It seems like. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. I think last year we were grateful for getting the win against them here at our place. So I'm sure they have our us scheduled on us circled on their schedule, and here as well. We're looking forward to it. We're going to take it 1 week at a time, but like we said, it's going to be a great game. It's just both sides are going to be juiced. Both people are both fan bases, programs are looking forward to this game, and it's going to be a good one.
We talked a little bit about this after the game, but Jason had the monster game after kind of working his way into a role with this team. How good did you feel for Jason, just for him having that breakout performance?
I expect nothing less from Pirtle. You knew at one point he'd get his one opportunity, and he was going to make the most of that opportunity. That's just the type of person who Jason is. That's the type of teammate he's going to be. He's going to do whatever you tell him to do to be the best teammate, and when it's his time to step up and he needs to make a play, he's going to make it. And that's been the same. He's been the same way since high school, my freshman year. He's always needed to step up in big time and just always been a great teammate. And I knew whenever he got his one opportunity, he was going to make the most of it. And he proved me right. So very, very happy for him. Very happy for the success that he had last week. And I know he's hungry for more. And he wants the ball in his hands. He wants to keep being called upon and making those blocks and just being the best teammate he can be for this team. That's just who he is.
Did he just have to grind quite a bit to work his way into a role?
Yeah, Pirtle will tell you. He's not the most athletic. He's not the most gifted. He's not the most talented guy. But gosh darn it, he's the hardest worker in the room, and I know where his work ethic starts from. We started back in high school. I mean, we've been in the same boat for years. And, everyone told him he wasn't going to be a Division I receiver. He wasn't going to be a Division I football player. He was right there along with me of trying to prove people wrong. And he got here. He came as a walk-on. He showed up every day. He was never late. He put his head down. He worked hard. He earned a scholarship last semester, and he's worked his tail off. And he's just so happy he's got the opportunity to step in and make an impact performance.
You know him better than anybody. What is he like, just as a guy?
Yeah, he's kind of quiet to himself. He's more, I would say, an introvert. Stay home, play video games, but loves the game of football. And he loves just being around the guys, having a great time. Real laid back, real chilled. But he's gonna be prepared. He never wants to go out there on Saturday and be caught off guard with something they haven't done. He's gonna pay attention. He's very well he's coachable. One of the most coachable guys I've seen. I mean, he's been from receiver to a fullback, back to receiver to a tight end, and he's never been a tight end before until this last year. He's never put his hand in the ground and blocked somebody. He put on 25 pounds, and he's learned that position very well with Coach Mays, and that's hard to do. Switch positions, then put on that muscle. That just shows his determination and his willingness to be a great teammate.
What the fact that North Texas has had success on the road, had some really big road wins, what does that do for the team's confidence heading into this road game?
Yeah, it's always different, and I've said it's always different from playing at Apogee on the road. The thing is, we show up at home. You have your fans here. You have your student section here. You have most of your family come down and support you, so they bring that energy. When you go on the road games, you got to sit together as a team, and you got to make sure you bring the juice and be the most excited team to play. If we ain't the most excited team to play, when we go on road games, we're going to get our butt kicked. And that's with any road game. That's with any opponent. So we're going to go down there. We're going to respect SMU, but we got to make sure we bring the juice, bring the energy, and stay together as a team because there's going to be adversity that hits down on the road. We're going to have to overcome that and just stick together, but most importantly, just be the most excited team to play because SMU is going to have a lot of fans that are coming on their home stadium. So that's the most important thing is making sure when we walk on that field, we're ready to go from the start.
Are you still close with Pirtle, and do you attribute some of your success through high school to get here to him, just with how he helped you?
Yeah, I'm still very close to Pirtle. We live together, and so I see him every day. I always talk ball with him. We'll always talk about life or whatever one of us is going through. So he's one of my good friends down here. He's been, we've been following each other since high school, and yeah, I attribute a lot of my success to him in high school because when I wanted to stay after practice or go up on an off day and throw routes, Pirtle was always around. Pirtle was always willing to go out there and get better. The same determination and dreams that I had to go play football. So a lot of my success in high school was attributed to Pirtle because he was always out there with me doing the same thing, and if not, putting in more work. So I attribute a lot of that to him, and we were still very close.
He's on the opposite end a lot of that with those 13,000 yards in high school.
Yeah, he held a couple of state records before they were broken there, but he especially our junior year, we had a big year, and senior year, he was always my go-to receiver, and we talk about in high school, he wasn't the most fast, but he was a great route runner, and we always watched film, so he was always a step ahead of the defense in high school. And I tell you what, he perfected that over-the-shoulder fade ball. He would just, because we knew he wasn't going to outrun anybody, so he had to seal him off, block him in, and catch it over the shoulder. And Pirtle, still to this day, is the best receiver that catches over the shoulder, right there up there with Rico, about catching over the shoulder on those fade balls.
Thank you.